Okay, so it seems like we have some pretty big news in terms of Neuro Sama again. Now, obviously, if you guys don't know, this has been a running joke now, saying this is essentially the Neuro Sama news channel, and to be honest, at this point, it pretty much is, because there's been some even bigger news about Neuro Sama recently, which has just come out, and it's the fact that she's just broken another hype train record, which is absolutely insane. Like, it's so insane to the point where some of you guys are actually pinging me on Twitter and other places as well, saying, can't wait for the Kazuhana video on this one, which I thought was pretty funny, right? But yeah, if you guys didn't know, obviously, Neurosama only recently actually beat the all-time hype train record on Twitch out of any streamer on the platform ever, which is absolutely insane, hitting level 123. But obviously, the Swarm said, hold my beer, we can do one better, and they ended up breaking it, reaching level 126. Only just, but it is very, very hard to get those final levels, so they managed to beat it by another 3 levels, meaning that they now hold first place, second place, and third place in terms of hype train records. So they now hold all of those, which I think is absolutely insane. And it seems like they might also be getting 2 global emotes for Twitch, potentially, because yeah, you get a global emote if you do end up breaking the record, which I think is absolutely insane. And yeah, obviously, it seems like it's another win for Neuro and Vedal. Now, there's been tons of support, including Camilla, who has been, obviously helping them out too. And I think it's really, really cool to see, them interacting and things. And yeah, Camilla's been in the chat hyping it all up and everything. And yeah, you can see she posted this thing saying, "Seethe harder, normies, AI are superior, AI will rule, the age of artificial intelligence is nigh." So yeah, I mean, tons of people have already been reporting on this and following it. It's been all over my Twitter page. Literally my entire Twitter timeline has been Neurosama breaking the new hype train record, which I think is absolutely insane. It's crazy how many people are now following this and how many people are getting behind this kind of journey. So again, it is great to see. Now, obviously, people are saying I'm begging for Neuro and Vedal right now to break the hype train record again, just to piss off the annoying LA clicks and normies who have been harassing them non-stop since it breaking, please. And yeah, as you know, there's been a lot of harassment towards them and a lot of like hate raids and things that have been going over them from popular streamers, including people like Jinxie and stuff, which we have already covered, and also them covering it up potentially, which I think is pretty interesting. But yeah, obviously, it seems that this is going to make them even more annoyed, which of course we will also be covering whenever that does come out, because again, it literally just dropped. I've been literally on this stream watching it, and again, my Twitch is broken. Like, you just saw that. That was a glitch of like my homepage on there. Yeah, my Twitch is broken. She absolutely broke the page for a lot of people, including me. That's how crazy the amount of gift subs and the amount of bits and stuff that she has been getting. Now, there's been some people reporting on it, including Zach Bussy, over a strange name, but they say a VTuber Neurosama's viewers appear to be trying to push a new hype train record, a record they set last week. This time, the human streamer Vedal987 isn't there. It's purely the AI running the stream. Now, obviously, a lot of people have already been calling this out because Vedal was there in the chat. Now, obviously, Vedal wasn't a part of this section of the stream, but I do think it's very disingenuous to frame this as this is solely the AI that is taking over, because Vedal was there for most of the stream, and as I recall, he was away for breakfast. He was having breakfast while this was all going on, and obviously following it, I guess, on his phone or whatever, or while he was eating, or something along those lines, and it was going up like crazy. So he was still there, and he was still in the chat. So again, obviously, kind of, I guess, what do you call it, like, yeah, pointless, or I don't know, it's just a thing, I guess, to rile some people up. I'm sure some people will probably see this tweet and maybe some other tweets as well, and yeah, we'll try to spread more harassment towards Neuro and Vedal, but again, I do think it is pretty funny how much these people have started to cope over this fact. There's a community note here saying Vedal is the creator of Neuro and controls her functions, programming, and stream. He is very hands-on with all streams and Neuro. She is not left unattended. Vedal has expressed the goal of his AI reaching autonomy, but it is not at that point, which obviously, yeah, 100% true. Obviously, he's saying down here as well, saying it's only a matter of time before you see larger streamers use AI streamers of themselves on 24/7 streams. They likely won't have the same success, as they won't have the history or development slash community built around them, but it won't stop them from being an effective passive revenue generation tool, which maybe could be true, but again, I don't know how plausible that is. I think Neurosama and Vedal are so, I guess, what do you call it? They're so different, and so, like, they're like the anomaly, I guess, in terms of AI VTubers. I feel like, the reason why they're so popular is because of how much effort, you know, Vedal does put in to Neurosama and, you know, getting collabs sorted, getting events sorted, and getting pretty much everything else sorted, right? So again, I do think it's a little bit unfair to say that every streamer is going to be using AI and they're going to like start utilizing stuff like this. And as I've said before, there's been a lot of lies and stuff that have gone around, essentially, you know, talking about the fact that Neurosama runs 24/7, like all the time during the subathon, and there's unfair on other subathons and stuff because, you know, they can't run 24/7. But again, obviously that is not true. Neurosama does go to sleep whenever Vedal goes to sleep. So again, that was just a ton of misinformation too. And again, I just don't think, you know, they have the same kind of, or like other streamers have the same kind of pool that Neuro and Vedal do to kind of make an AI, you know, YouTuber successful or a VTuber successful, right? Sure, there will probably be a couple of others that might pop up in the future, right? In a couple of years' time, maybe also created by Vedal. You never know. But again, I don't think this is something that is going to become a popular trend. Not everybody wants to watch AI content creators. There's something special with these ones, which I do think kind of gives them that extra push, and that is why they have such a large community that is able to pull off incredible records like the level 126 that they've gotten. So yeah, I do think it is pretty interesting, right? People said, you know, they're saying stuff like this, like Burnt Peanuts 24/7 channel is the 26th most popular channel site-wide over the last 30 days, while his main is number 2. So yeah, obviously they're talking about the fact that, yeah, there is a lot of 24/7 channels which do, you know, replay VODs and stuff that are extremely popular. But again, that is because it's their own personality. That is because it's their own, you know, videos and it's got them in it. This isn't because of like, you know, like, I don't think an AI is going to really change it. Like, I don't think an AI is really going to, I guess, you know, make the channel any better or any more popular. People are watching it because they're watching old content. They're not there to watch an AI version of the Burnt Peanut or Queso or Asmongold. They're there to watch their old content on a loop for whatever reason there might be, to have some background noise or whatever, right? They don't want some AI version of them who obviously isn't them. Whereas it's a little bit different with Neuro, because Neuro is her own personality that was, you know, obviously set up by Vedal. So again, I do think it's pretty weird. You know, people saying you're such a weird person. You know, say Vedal was there just in the background. He wants to play more Pokemon. He just evolved 4 days ago. Said, guys, is it time for me to play Pokemon today? It's obviously quite funny. He said, you made a post without understanding or researching. It's best not to spread misinformation about Vedal, as he's clearly very obviously in the chat. He's also the one doing the music DJing right now, which, yeah, there was also music and stuff playing while this is going on. And yeah, it just seemed like a overall really hype thing to go on. And also there's been people as well leaving like the information for Neurosama, including all of the artists and all of the different things behind it, including, you know, model riggers, long form video edits, you know, Eclipse channels, 3D modelers, all of these kind of things, right? Again, there is so much that goes on behind the scenes of Neurosama, and I think it is very important that people do kind of point that out. And yeah, as I said, they all contributed to this absolutely amazing effort of obviously getting the Hype Train all-time record, which hopefully will get them their global emote. And bro, whenever Neurosama gets 2 global emotes, you know it's absolutely over for every other Twitch chat in the platform. I think it is quite funny how much the Swarm will be present with some new global kind of emotes, right? Some people were as well saying, you know, Neurosama did it again. There's a screenshot of them breaking the all-time record. It says all-time record shattered, which again I think is absolutely insane, you know. And there's also on the discover more bit of this page, you know, there's people saying Swarm, we can do it, you know, we're so close. There's so many like big VTubers as well that have also been getting behind this, right? Which I think is really great, because obviously it kind of builds this really massive sense of community, which I think that Neurosama has, you know, quite heavily with the Swarm. And obviously you guys have always kind of guessed the fact that I might be a secret member of the Swarm, right? And again, you know, that's all up to you, right? And it seems like many VTubers in the space have loved interacting with people like Neuro. Like currently, yeah, she is currently interacting with Lena Lazar, doing a collab thing. It looks like a Winter Wonderland kind of event that they are doing, which obviously is really great to see, you know. And we've seen, as I said, her interacting with Camilla and also many other different VTubers in the space. So again, a lot of people that try to spout this thing of it's literally just an AI sat there talking to the chat and being parasocial with the chat, that's not it, right? It is totally not it. Neurosama does interact with so many people in the space. They do more kind of collaborations than I think any other regular streamer does. You know, people that aren't even AI VTubers or whatever, right? She does more interactions than all of those people, which I think is obviously absolutely insane, and that just kind of proves how much has already gone into it and how much Vedal has worked on getting interesting things set up with interesting people, and how much this has already been a success. Because again, obviously, if Neuro Sama wasn't as popular, you know, maybe she would have a lot less collabs, but you know, that doesn't really matter. Obviously, she's there now, and that's where we're really at the moment, right? And now to the point where they are smashing records, and people, you know, going absolutely insane over it. Now, will this be the last record we see from Neuro Sama? I don't know. Obviously, it might be, but honestly, if you told me that they're going to beat it, you know, tomorrow or whatever again, or they're going to beat another record again, I wouldn't be surprised, right? And also, it is very important to note here that they are now on over 295,000 subscribers, which is insane. If you don't know, obviously she beat out Jinxie, you know, a couple of days ago of 165,000, I think it was. And now that has absolutely smashed that, right? Because again, Vedal did say on stream that they actually hit 300 on his page. So again, they are probably at 300,000 probably by the time you're seeing this video. So I think it is absolutely crazy. And if you guys remember from the last Hype Train, yeah, they got 118,000 subscribers from that one Hype Train record. So obviously with them beating out this Hype Train, I'm pretty sure it was an extra like 2-3k subs per level. So obviously if you add another like, yeah, probably like 9k subs or so, I would say they got around about 100 and, you know, 20, not 100, yeah, about 130,000 subscribers, maybe a little bit less than that, and also around about 1 million bits again, or maybe even more subscribers and less bits again. Obviously it can change depending on how many people donated in bits or subs or whatever, but it is insane to see the absolute amount of support that Neurosama and the Swarm have been giving her, right? And yeah, hopefully this continues to trigger people, because again, I do find it extremely funny how much the Swarm do not care about you know, any of that going on, and how mad and I guess how much people are coping over the fact that Neuro Sama is doing well, because it is pretty funny sometimes. You know, they do crush out pretty hard over a AI VTuber, and you know, I think that obviously maybe that could cause maybe even more promotion for Neuro in the future, because it seems like a lot of the controversy surrounding it has also just kind of promoted her even further, which honestly I think is actually pretty cool. I'm waiting for the next Dexerto post, right? Because obviously, if you don't know, the previous 2 harassment campaigns have all been surrounding the Dexerto post, where they essentially kind of, I guess, phrase it very badly, and you know, it triggers a lot of people in terms of streamers and also other like viewers and whatever from the outside. They go, oh, how dare she do this, like you can't have this allowed on the platform, whatever, and then they get all mad over essentially a misunderstanding on a post, which I do find yeah, obviously happens quite a bit with just mainly Dexerto posts. So yeah, we'll have to see if that does change anything, or if you know, Neurosama does have another post made on her. I'm gonna guess there probably is, and obviously we will cover that tomorrow if it does come out. And also there's some other stuff that I want to talk about, because there's already been some pretty insane posts regarding this record and everything like that, which has already come out. I know obviously it seems like this just isn't going to end, but you know, obviously tell me if you guys want me to slow down on the Neuro news, because obviously, you know, it's been a joke that, you know, this has been a very popular thing on this channel. So again, I'm glad that you guys enjoy it. I'm glad you guys are liking it, but if you want me to slow down, just tell me, because again, obviously I don't want to like neuro you guys all out, but you know, obviously it's very exciting because she's breaking all these records. There's a lot of this controversy that's been going around as well, which I kind of wanted to cover. And yeah, obviously I know there's been a lot of Neuro posts, but you know, it's kind of cool, right? And it's also something really positive for the community too, rather than obviously the 100 posts I made on the Cinder drama, which obviously, you know, would have been, you know, that's a little bit less positive. And I feel like this kind of counteracts that, I guess, negativity, and you know, adds a little bit of positivity into the VTubing community. So obviously, as I said, just let me know down in the comments if you guys have any kind of, you know, want me to slow down or even speed up with this kind of content, because again, I do really enjoy making it, and I do think it is fun, obviously, to see how far Neuro Sama is getting during this subathon. But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. Absolutely huge news today. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.